Now on 767 News, Prime Minister sworn in after securing a 15-seat victory at the December 8 polls. OAS Observer Mission offers several recommendations to increase the probability of free and fair elections moving forward. And numerous accidents reported during last election campaign weekend, leaving one dead, another in intensive care, and several hospitalized. In sports, West Indies select 30-man squad for ICC Cricket World Cup 2015. Welcome everyone, I'm Alicia George and you're tuned into 767 News, Dominica's #1 news source. First off, let me apologize for not being able to broadcast last night's newscast as the production team was faced with technical difficulties exceeding our control. Now stay tuned for the latest developments circulating across Dominica.
Ho, ho, ho! It's the ram that I want to pull up me belly. It's the ram that I want to batting the batting.
Play Big 4 and win even more this Christmas. Spend $9 or more on Big 4 tickets and get a free letter. Spell ham, rum or buy and win hams, single barrel rum and shopping vouchers. Plus, non-winning promotional tickets gets a chance to win one of 4 supermarket shopping sprees valued at $1,000. The more tickets you buy, the more letters you get to win. Have a cheerful ham and rum Christmas from the Dominica National Lottery. Promotion starts November 10th to December 31st.
This is the new DL750, made to fit your lifestyle, whatever shape it takes. The new KitKat OS means it's faster and easier to enjoy the apps you love, like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. With colored covers you can change to match your lifestyle. A 5-megapixel camera with an amazing flash to capture the moments that matter wherever you are. The new DL750, lighter, smarter, brighter. Digicel.
Ozone. When you use Ozone. 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 Never done till the dirt is gone. Ozone.
Make their wishes come true at Courts this Christmas. Gifts for Dad you know he'll love. Something special just for Mom. And gifts for Big Brother and Sister too. Shop today and pay absolutely nothing until February 2015 on 24 months and over accounts. So complete your gift list this Christmas only at Courts, bringing value home.
There are big dogs and there are small dogs, but for all dogs, there's only one dog food, and it's called Winner's Choice. Winners is packed with the best nutrition in a tasty recipe to give your dog a complete and fully balanced diet. The best scientific research goes into making Winner's dog food highly digestible so your dog system stays healthy. So when you feed your dog Winner's dog food, everyone's a winner. And because Winner's Choice dog food is available from Astafans, you know it's the right price. Astafans, right place, right price.
Welcome back. First up this news time, Dominica, the region and the world witnessed history in the making on Monday, December 8th, when the Dominica Labour Party was given another mandate to serve as government of Dominica. This will be the administration's 4th consecutive win at the general elections since late Prime Minister Rosie Douglas defeated the opposition United Workers' Party in 2000. Only 4 other governments within the Caribbean region have been able to secure such a victory. Following a full day of voting and speculation, results coming in from the 21 constituencies across Dominica showed the DLP administration, headed by Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, leading in the polls with a majority of 15 seats, 3 seats less than the party's 18 3-seat victory in the 2009 general elections. Meanwhile, opposition United Workers' Party trailed behind with the 6 remaining seats after confirming that the DLP had won enough seats to be in government for the next 5 years. Honorable Skerrit officially addressed the nation, where he extended congratulations to members of the opposition and Dominicans.
I am humbled by the overwhelming response of the electorate of Dominica to our appeal for the mandate to continue to govern Dominica for another 5 years. Unfortunately, some of our dear candidates were not elected this time for some reason. You have my sympathy and my ongoing support, and I am sure that you will continue to serve Dominica in some noble capacity. Also, I wish to welcome new members, Catherine Daniel, Rosalind Paul, Cassius Darrow, and the returning Ian Pinard to Parliament and public life. By the same token, I wish to congratulate Mr. Lennox Linton, the political leader of the United Workers' Party, on his election to Parliament, and also the other new opposition members.
Opposition members secured seats in the Salisbury, Marigot, Wesley, Roseau Central, Roseau North and Roseau South constituencies, while the Dominica Labour Party kept the Collyhoo, Cottage, Vekas, Portsmouth, Casa Bruce, Montjon, La Plaine, Paybush, Grand Bay, Maho, St. Joseph, Petit Savan, Salibier, Soufriere and Roseau Valley constituencies. The incoming Prime Minister thanked all Dominicans for the support given to either party and the display of proper conduct during the election campaigns.
I congratulate you all on demonstrating to the world that Dominica is now a mature democracy. I thank you for showing that in the Commonwealth of Dominica, common sense has triumphed over propaganda and the appeal to raw emotions. I am convinced that the onslaught on poverty and ignorance by the Dominica Labour Party during the past 14 years has already begun to bear fruit. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise you that in our next term, more resources will be devoted to wiping out poverty and ignorance from the island of Dominica.
Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit became Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica at the age of 31, making him the youngest Prime Minister to ever serve in the Caribbean. And the next government to form in Dominica will include 6 opposition members following a preliminary count on Monday, December 8th. The final results on Tuesday revealed that Hector John, Lennox Linton, Ezekiel Basil, Joshua Francis, Danny Lugay, and Joseph Isaac of the United Workers' Party had won their respective seats. The figure is 3 more than the opposition held at the last election in 2009. The 3 constituencies are Roseau North, Roseau South, and Wesley, previously held by the ruling Dominica Labour Party. Head of the Dominica Labour Party, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, was officially sworn into office as Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica on Tuesday, just 1 day following the preliminary count of general elections 2014. His Excellency President Charles Sarbre administered the oath of office at the State House Conference Room on Victoria Street last evening. This is the DLP's 4th consecutive term in office, but the 3rd under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. The party won 15 of the 21 seats, 3 seats less than the 2009 elections. However, in his first official address to the nation, the re-elected Prime Minister said although they now have a smaller working majority in Parliament, they will still seek to carry forward and implement the policies set forth in the party's manifesto.
I look forward to the opening and operating of the new Parliament. It is my hope that first-time parliamentarians can work with us to lift the standard of debate and discourse on the floor of Parliament. It is my fervent wish that parliamentarians will take their responsibilities seriously. I would want to believe that the era of Parliament boycotts and walkouts is over.
The Prime Minister said in order to rise above the continued challenges of global economic recession in Dominica, we must think of country first at all times. He therefore urged all new parliamentarians to use their influence to the benefit and blessings of Dominica.
There's a lot of work to be done, and time is not on our side. I believe that Dominica has made enormous strides over the past 14 years, and I am satisfied that if we can but unite as a people and keep focus on what's best for Dominica, our continued march to peace, progress, and prosperity in the context of a just society will be rewarding for every last Dominican.
According to the head of the GLP, his mission as Prime Minister begins immediately as he prepares to travel to Cuba for an ALBA summit this Sunday. The other cabinet members, 14 members of the GLP administration and 6 from opposition United Workers' Party, will be sworn in on Saturday, 13th December at the Windsor Park Stadium in Roseau from 5 p.m. In other stories, the reviews were mixed on Monday as 767 News interviewed numerous voters during the general elections. In Stock Farm, the fact that there was only one polling station for a large number of registered voters proved problematic, as residents were frustrated to the point where many left the long, slow-moving lines, while others were forced to wait till about 9 p.m. to cast their vote. One voter who was in line said the wait was very frustrating.
Most of the time, people are hungry, and the time and patience they have, sometimes they have to try to move quickly. So I believe the electorate should be a little more snappy. Or probably I think that some of those people will have to go home and come back maybe after 5 or so, because they said that there is enough time for the afternoon. So we have a little less patience with that more time we are dealing with now.
In the Roseau South constituency, some polling stations voting worked seamlessly, while others were delayed, resulting in voters braving the heat of the sun in lengthy lines that seemed stagnant. Jacinta George shared her voting experience.
The process about the voting, it went smoothly, but just that a lot of people just jumping into line and rushing to vote. There were people coming and make noise and telling people where to vote, who you shall vote for, which was not supposed to be.
So there was political interference?
Yes, plenty. I find it was too much. It was too much this election.
In Loubier, resident Lucy Esprit said the lines were manageable, and based on what she witnessed, voting in her community went on without any problems. She shared advice for the new government.
The advice that I have for the government, we want, as we all say, we want work, we want a fair share, we want everything is going okay, and we're looking forward, whichever government comes, we're looking forward to work with the government.
Another resident of Loubier, who opted to remain anonymous, said the voting experience for her was fairly good.
The only disappointment I saw is that people need to be more civilized in terms of your voting is your privacy. Even if you support in a party, that don't mean you have to discriminate against the other person that's supporting a party. Secondly, the people that are there representing, they need to be more with the people. They cannot be telling you at the last day to try to convince you to vote a party. The youth is something that needs to be looked upon, right? So you need to make more development for the youth, and like your manifesto and all of the campaigning options you had, you need to follow up on that, because that is something that we saw in you to give you the chance to vote. We vote you, so you now need to show us what you can do and follow up on what you said you're going to do first.
Adam Blackwell, head of the OAS Observer Mission, dishes out recommendations to ensure greater transparency for future elections. And accidents over the weekend take a turn for the worst. More details when we return.
Ozone. When you use ozone. 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 Never done till the dirt is gone. Ozone.
Crunchy, cheesy, and unbelievably tasty. Chiefy snacks are loaded with flavor and are sure to satisfy your wildest snack cravings. Try one of our special snacks today. Share it with a friend or savor it alone. The choice is yours. And when you buy Chiefy snacks at Astafans, you know you're paying the lowest price you can find anywhere. Astafans, right place, right price.
You have a sense of style. It's elegant. It's chic. It's modern. It's timeless. At Quartz, we have the widest range of furniture to suit any style, so you're sure to find something that's you. Furniture is fashionable, only at Quartz, bringing value home.
Not long ago, I planted a crop of bananas. Then suddenly they started dying one after the other. So I checked the books and they didn't tell me much. So I went on the internet and did a search. One of the websites told me that black cigarette disease could be the problem. It said cut the affected trees and use spraying methods periodically on the farm. As a banana farmer, I got excited about the internet. Information is powerful, but it's how we use it that defines us. I was definitely saved by broadband.
Sign up for Digicel Play Superfast Broadband Internet Service.
Distinct, authentic, with a storied history. This is not just a drink, it is an attitude. A straight-up approach where the brown-nosing conformers need not apply. It's embracing a chilled manner that leaves the hysteria to the bridesmaids and standing up against the sameness, blandness, and colorless. It's striving for extraordinary because after all, who wants the ordinary? Appleton Estate. That's how I like it.
Thanks for staying with us. Adam Blackwell, head of the OAS Election Observer Mission, who were on island to observe the processes governing General Election 2014, is indicating that election processes in Dominica have a lot to be desired. He said after visiting and observing the 21 constituencies and party officials involved, the mission observed a number of procedures that were successful, but highlighted measures that needed to be implemented to assist in free and fair elections.
Observers noted that the polling stations opened on time, were adequately staffed, and fully equipped with all of the materials required for the election. The mission highlights the professional and deliberate conduct of the poll workers, who were very well trained and facilitated the voting process for the electorate. In addition, we want to emphasize the commitment of voters who waited calmly and patiently, and in some cases in long lines, to exercise their franchise or their vote.
Blackwell said the mission supports the addition of the new transparent ballot boxes and additional security measures to safeguard votes and strengthen the transparency of the election process. The mission, however, had several preliminary findings and recommendations which they felt would improve the overall electoral process. Blackwell said although they heard allegations of travel assistance being offered to nationals living abroad, they cannot verify that information. However, encouraged the political actors presenting these claims to provide documentary evidence to the appropriate authorities for further investigation.
The mission heard concerns expressed by different actors on the number of people registered on the voters list, which exceeded the country's population. While there are currently 72,484 registered voters, the country's population, according to the last census, is 71,293. Although the law provides for the list to be reviewed, some of the mechanisms used for this purpose were not effectively enforced, raising doubts about the total number of citizens who are duly registered and eligible to vote.
The OAS suggested a repeat recommendation, which is to review and update the voter registry to ensure that the electors on the list are only those eligible to vote. The mission also reiterated the recommendation of the 2009 Observer Mission for the introduction of voter identification cards.
The OAS mission further recommends that following provisions of Section 19 of the Registration of Electors Act, electoral authorities issue identification cards before the next general election process. The mission observed that since 1990, the number of constituencies has remained unchanged, with significant imbalances in the number of electors between them. While larger constituencies have more than 7,000 registered voters, the smallest has 1,500. The OAS Electoral Observation Mission recommends that according to the provisions under Section 57 of the Constitution, the Electoral Boundaries Commission should review the number and boundaries of the constituencies so that they ensure the equal representation of the electorate.
There were also claims of the potential use of the state resources in election campaigns, leaving an unlevel and uneven playing field between political contenders, while all actors with which the mission met indicated that campaigns have become increasingly expensive. The mission therefore suggested consideration of legislation to implement a campaign financing law not currently established in Dominica to ensure equity and transparency in the electoral office. Blackwell said he hopes that these recommendations are taken into account to promote free and fair elections. In other news, the investigation continues in the fatal death of the Portersville resident who succumbed to injuries following a vehicular accident on Sunday. In an interview with the police public relations officer, ASP Claude Wicks, the incident occurred at about 10 a.m. on Steber Street when a Nissan Navara van, registration number PI 848, being driven in a northerly direction by Norbert Dupuis, collided into the left rear end of a Mitsubishi van.
And upon impact, he moved on further where he knocked down Priscilla Robinson, 62 years, of Steber Street, Portersville, and crashed into the house on the western side of Steber Street. Her legs, that is Miss Robinson's leg, was severed. The very serious injuries, the left leg, or the right leg rather, was severed.
Robinson's left leg was crushed by the impact, in addition to suffering other serious bodily injuries. Following the incident, she was transported to the Princess Margaret Hospital, where she was examined and pronounced dead by Dr. Rachel Andrew.
The driver, Mr. Dupuis, he too suffered very serious injuries, Norbert Dupuis, chest injuries, as well as other bodily injuries, and was admitted at the Princess Margaret Hospital. The vehicle in question was very extensively damaged. The police are continuing the investigations into this traffic collision, this road fatality. And on behalf of the Chief of Police, Mr. Daniel Carbon, the gazetted officers and rank and file of the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force, I take this opportunity, very, very sad, very grotesque injuries sustained by the victim, Miss Robinson, and I deeply sympathize with the relatives, friends, and the entire Portersville Goodwill community.
Reports are that Robinson was a kind individual who was loved by many and will surely be missed. The police public relations officer said it is premature to state whether or not criminal charges will be preferred against Dupuis. Dupuis is currently nursing injuries at the Princess Margaret Hospital. And a 19-year-old individual is currently in critical condition following a major vehicular accident in Fontmill on Sunday. According to police public relations officer ASP Claude Wicks, the incident occurred at 4:45 a.m. when a vehicle with 19 individuals en route to Casa Bruce for a Dominica Labour Party rally overturned.
That vehicle, it was a Mitsubishi pickup, PD403. It was driven by Rich Blaze of La Plaine. On that vehicle, there were a number of people on that vehicle. 19 people were injured and were taken to the Casa Bruce Health Center. In fact, the vehicle in question traveling to the east, they were heading to Casa Bruce, expecting to join others at Casa Bruce, where the Dominica Labour Party had convened a meeting.
He said numerous individuals were seriously injured while some suffered broken limbs. 12 were transported to the Princess Margaret Hospital from the Casa Bruce Health Center, out of which 8 were admitted to the PMH.
Given the reports from the hospital, 1 were very critical and 1 serious, and there were 6 others that were stable. 4 were discharged from the 12 that were who were taken to the Princess Margaret Hospital. I think a couple, about 2 of them or so, were discharged from the health center last night. So that's a very, very serious accident. We hope for the best. And that vehicle, they were carrying men and women heading to that meeting at Casa Bruce. So very serious accident, And like I said, 8 people were admitted and 1 of them critical.
ASP Wicks did not confirm nor deny reports that the vehicle was overtaken at the time of the accident, but did say it is too early to determine the cause of the incident as the police investigation is in its premature stages. Meanwhile, 767 News has received reports indicating that several of those injured, including the young man in the coma, have been flown overseas for treatment after urgent arrangements were made by Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. All of the individuals on the vehicle are from Lapland. In other news, the boosting of Dominica as a destination needs to be a priority as it will significantly aid in the island's tourism industry. This is according to the president of Dominica Hotel and Tourism Association, DHTA, Gregor Nassif.
So if we want for Dominica to be marketed as a world-class destination, we must make the same efforts for us to achieve that.
He said investment is needed in increasing the number of quality-ready rooms on island. However, a more enabling environment is essential as the current rates for transfer duties, stamps prices, value, added tax, and energy rates are extremely high when compared regionally.
So the custodians of these laws and so on in terms of the public servants, we must also expect them to add value, so that once we get the taxes right and the fiscal framework for investment right, that still will not work if the people and the processes who are administering it make it extremely complicated.
Nassif said the government needs to be more competitive in addressing some of the changes required as the business community must step up their investments in their facilities, human resource, and marketing. He said if this is neglected, the vital new investments will not focus on the existing properties, which would be a golden opportunity missed. And that's it for local news today. The latest in sports news is coming up next with Larry, so stay tuned.
Hi everyone, have you heard the good news on Digital Play? Your channel lineup is getting upgraded. That's right, upgraded. We are pleased to announce the launch of HBO to our channel lineup. The name HBO says it all. Blockbuster movies, award-winning original series, 24 hours non-stop programming, all at no additional fee this Christmas, and so much more. Now, to get your new HBO channel lineup on Digital Play TV, you need to rescan your set-top box, and this is how you do it.
On your remote control, you press Menu, select OK, then OK, and OK one more time. And wait, once the action is completed, the picture will appear.
Look out for more exciting channels coming soon on Digital Play.
This holiday season, let Digicel help you find the best selection of 4G smartphones and tablets, like the Samsung Galaxy S5, the Digicel GL800, and the Blue Life Play. So visit your nearest Digicel store today to find the perfect gift and get a chance at winning loads of great weekly prizes with your purchase, plus the grand prize of up to $20,000 cash. Digicel. Christmas is the time of year that you do whatever it takes to make everything just right. When everything is in place, the magic happens. So let us help make this a memorable Christmas for you and your family, with a chance at winning your share in over $50,000 in cash and prizes. Simply top up $15 or more, pay your bill in full, sign up for a data plan, or join the Digicel family. Come together and make Christmas extraordinary. Digicel.
Good evening and welcome to 767 Sports. In tonight's coverage, we focus on cricket. The West Indies Cricket Board selection panel has named the 30-man provisional squad for the ICC Cricket World Cup to be played in Australia and New Zealand in February and March 2015. The squad includes several players who are yet to play at the one-day international level. These are left-arm seamer Kenroy Peters, Imran Khan, the experienced leg-spinning all-rounder. Off-spinner Ashley Nurse. 19-year-old fast-bowling Makwino Mindri. Evan Lewis, the 22-year-old left-handed opener, and Jonathan Carter, the left-hander from Barbados. West Indies will play in Pool B in the preliminary round of the 11th edition of the ICC Cricket World Cup, where they will do battle alongside defending champions India, Ireland, Pakistan, South Africa, United Arab Emirates, and Zimbabwe. Before the tournament, West Indies will have warm-up matches against England and Scotland. In more cricket, Barbados batsman Omar Phillips escaped serious injury on Friday when he was struck at the back of the head by a ball whilst batting in a Caribbean first-class domestic match against Windward Islands on the island of St. Vincent. The incident again highlights the inability of modern-day helmets to protect the full area of a batsman or fielder's head, an issue that has been highlighted of late by a deaf in Australia and long-term health statistics from New Zealand. 28-year-old Phillips was on 38 not out and at the non-striker's end at the Annosville ground in Kingston, when a full-blooded shot from his batting partner Shai Hope ricocheted off his own bat and struck him at the back of the head. Reports said he fell immediately to the ground unconscious. However, he later recovered and a subsequent computer tomography CT scan came up negative for any damage, said the West Indies Cricket Board in a statement. And in other cricket news, Pakistan off-spinner Mohammad Hafiz's bowling action has been found to be illegal in tests carried out at the International Cricket Council ICC accredited laboratory at the UK's National Cricket Performance Centre in Loughborough late last month. The analysis showed that Hafiz, who was reported for suspect bowling action during a test against New Zealand in Abu Dhabi last month, had an arm flex in excess of the ICC's limit of 15 degrees regardless of the type of delivery he bowled. Hafiz, who was also reported for suspect action in this year's Champions League series, has been suspended from bowling in international cricket with immediate effect. However, he can apply for a reassessment after he has modified his bowling action in accordance with the ICC's regulations for the review of the bowlers reported with suspected illegal bowling actions, but that is not likely to occur until after next year's World Cup. And that's it for tonight's Sportscast. Join me again tomorrow for more sports news.
That was Larry with the latest in sports. Now for a recap of today's headlines. Prime Minister sworn in after securing a 15-seat victory at the December 8 polls. OAS Observer Mission offers several recommendations to increase the probability of free and fair elections moving forward. And numerous accidents reported during last election campaign weekend, leaving one dead, another in intensive care, and several hospitalized. In sports, West Indies select 30-man squad for ICC Cricket World Cup 2015. And that's all the time we have for now. Drop us an email at media@767news.dm. Friend us on Facebook and be sure to like our 767 News page. From all of us on the 767 News production team, I'm Alicia George, wishing you a wonderful evening, and thanks for watching.
Boom, Miss and I, it's my time to get on bad when I jam in at everybody. Come celebrate with me, but if you don't know me yet, don't worry, man, we go take a jam in a party. Yeah, put one hand in the air. 767 News.